Hey everybody, it's Scott Galaxy with another episode of the Layman Video Gamer, and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing from one of my favorite developers, OpCode. Got a couple of new games in today for my ColecoVision, so let's just pop it open. And look at what we got here. Our first one is Time Pilot. And this is a classic. I mean, this is something that came out back in 1983, I believe it was, for ColecoVision. So we're going to take a look at that. The next one I got here is DK Junior Arcade. And this, again, is just another faithful port of a classic arcade game. Now, I do have an OpCode membership. You can also do that if you'd like. And part of that membership is you get some extra things here. This is an OpCode coin. Pretty cool. And we'll open up the other one here. Very nice, very nicely done. Again, if you don't have a membership for OpCode, you should definitely get one. It's definitely worth it. So let's take a look at Time Pilot first. And the great thing about what OpCode does is that they understand presentation. These boxes are great. It's got a magnetic close. The manuals are in full color. It does not feel cheap at all. And then, of course, you've got the cartridge itself embedded in this form-fitted foam cutout. And they did a really nice job. It looks great. The cartridge looks great. So let's pop it in here and see what this looks like. Now, I do have to tell you, you do need the Super Game module to play this. You have to have it or it will not work. And as you can see, I'm going to be playing it on the actual hardware itself. So let's take a look. So already just from the splash screen, you can tell this is going to be a much more detailed port of the game. And there are some different modes on this. If you go to the options screen, you can change the lives, you can change the bonus life amount, the difficulty, and more importantly, the sprite mode. There is a more colors mode, which you're going to find there's more flickering when there's multiple graphics on the screen. And then there's also a less flicker mode. This mode is the more colors mode. And I love what OpCode does with their games. They make you put in a coin, a credit to play, just like you would if you were playing it back in the day in the arcade. And as you can see, this is very smooth. So smooth, in fact, it's actually difficult for me to do it. I believe one of the big differences between the OpCode version and the old version is that the old version, I believe, is missing an entire stage. And the OpCode version has every stage. And let's just compare it to the old one. Here's a little bit of side-by-side with the original ColecoVision release of Time Pilot back in 1983. And as you can see, it's night and day. Now, I will just be putting out the gameplay version for Time Pilot if you're just interested in watching the gameplay. But for our purposes in this episode, we're going to move on to the next game. So let's take a look at DK Junior Arcade. Again, I love these little cards that they put in with the games. It's just a little detail about the game. Comes with a cartridge catalog for what OpCode is working on next, or what they've already got out that you can buy. And once again, love the manuals. You can see even on the top of the page, it's got that wonderful rainbow ColecoVision look to it. It's just beautiful and full color. And I love the color of this cartridge. The orange with the DK Junior sticker on this, it just looks great. So, Let's go pop this in and see what this looks like. I didn't mention it on the last one, but I do want to mention it here. The ColecoVision I'm using has been modified so that I can play it on my HD TV. Again, much like Time Pilot, you can see from the splash screen, this is going to be more detailed than the original. There's an options screen, much like they have on Time Pilot and previous OpCode games. We're going to choose more colors here. And you'll see right away, this looks much more like the arcade. Has the cutscene at the beginning. And of course you can see it already, there's more flicker. But the colors look better. I mean, the colors really look nice. So the main differences that you're going to find between this version and the original version that was released back in 1983, besides the fact that DK Jr. looks more like the arcade version, is that it has every single stage from the arcade. And even on this stage you can see OpCode did not spare any detail here. They really made this as close to the original as they possibly could, and I'm just blown away by how good it looks. And the way it sounds. So let's put them side by side here, take a look. And it's pretty easy to see the differences. Obviously, Donkey Kong Jr. looks different. The colors aren't as good. But back in the day, the original was really, really well received, as it should have been, because this is still a pretty darn good port for 1983. So as you can see, the differences are night and day. I do find the OpCode version a little bit more difficult to do, probably closer to what the arcade brought in difficulty. But I really enjoyed both these games. Time Pilot and DK Arcade are just really, really, really good ports made by OpCode. I expect nothing less from them. They have delivered on every game I have ever bought from them. And I'm looking forward to my next shipment, which should be coming in soon. And we'll maybe talk about those as well. But let me know what you guys think about OpCode's version. Is it worth the $60 price tag, which is what most of their games are at, although some are slightly less? Let me know in the comments below. And before you go, make sure you subscribe and like. And we'll see you for the next episode. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it.